Hi friends, welcome back. This is what we are going to be making tonight. So all of this stuff right here is going to be for our chicken and cheese enchiladas. Now we've got our can of Rotel, our green chilies, and our sauce, which I showed you earlier, some Spanish rice. Wasn't sure if I had enough cheese in this bag, so I got another bag out of the fridge. I did not have flour tortillas, so I actually had to go and buy these this morning from the dollar store. So I know I told you I had everything that was supposed to go with these, but I didn't have these. And then our chicken breasts. Over here is our rigatoni. Now, I don't really have any ground beef, but I have these ground beef patties, so I'm going to thaw out a couple of those, mix them with some black beans, our noodles, our sauce, and our cheese. So, my boy is at a soccer tournament right now. Haven't went and got them yet, but when he does get back here, he's going to help me prepare this. Just stay tuned. Okay, so my boy gave me a box of this rice-a-roni and told me to build something from it using this rice. Now, I'm not used to making rice from a box, used to using my Instant Pot for rice, but we'll just see how this one goes. So with rice-a-roni, you have to brown the rice, and I didn't think that it would take this long to do it, but honestly, it takes about 5 to 7 minutes to brown the rice. Like I said, I'm not used to doing this. My boy will give me a box of something and he's like, build from it. And I thought, the kids like chicken, they like cheese, tortillas. It's definitely enchilada time. So just make sure the rice looks like this after you're done. So now we just have to add all the seasonings. So there's the packet the rice came with. And then we are actually going to add our can of Rotel. Glad I have nails. Probably wouldn't be able to open it. And then we have to add water. But the thing is you want to add some water inside your can of Rotel. You need to get all of the stuff out of that can, so everything tastes wonderful. So after that, you just have to stir it up until everything is incorporated, and then you have to wait for a while until the rice is done. Okay, you guys are going to see that there are some dexterity problems in my right hand. Luckily, I'm using it to stir the rice, but you're going to see it. I'm not upset at anything. We'll talk about this in another video. So you just keep stirring the rice, and then all you have to do is put a lid on it and wait. Okay, so what he is trying to do is, I have seen a lot of people fry corn tortillas or bake corn tortillas, but this is how I learned it from my mom. So you soak them for a little bit inside of the liquid, and then you fill them with whatever you want. Now he's filling them with my chicken that had a little bit of sauce on it just to moisten it up, and the rice. And then he is rolling them into enchiladas and putting them into a pan. Now, my mom actually got this from her husband's mother-in-law, I think. Yeah. So this is how she learned it, and this is how she taught me, and this is how I'm teaching my kids. This is the first time he's ever been videotaped for something besides me, but he's actually doing a really good job. And so all you have to do is just wrap your tortillas, all of your tortillas, and then put them inside of your container that you need to cook them in. Now he wants to be the star of the show, so I am just going to let him do what he needs to do. He just told me that he couldn't actually grab the chicken with the spoon that I gave him, so I had to give him some tongs. So he's just doing the same exact thing. He reminds me of his dad. When we were together, his dad was a chef, and he would just bring food home from the restaurants, and oh my God, I used to love everything he used to bring home to me. I used to critique it a little bit, but everything that he used to bring home to me was really good. So he is just finishing up his pan of the enchiladas. And as you can see, you saw a couple of dogs in the video. Yeah, we actually have 3 dogs. 2 of them stay here. I gave one to my mom when I was working 2 full-time jobs and I was not here to take care of him. But you'll see him all the time in all of my videos. And I'm going to make a video later on today that has to do with my dogs. So look forward to that. As you can see, he just messed one up, but they're easy to fix. All you have to do is just roll them back up and put them back in the pan. It doesn't really matter because you're going to cover it with a lot of sauce, so it doesn't really matter what they look like. Okay, so now he's got to, look, isn't he so cute? He is going to cover the enchiladas with cheese, a whole bunch of cheese, because my kids love cheese. Anything that's covered with cheese or ranch, I mean, they will seriously eat. So it doesn't look like there's enough cheese on there, so I'm going to give him another bag. We're going to cover the whole top of the enchiladas with the cheese. And then he is going to cover them with the sauce that he actually used the tortillas for, first of all. And then he is going to cover them with the rest of the sauce. He is so happy cooking with me. He absolutely loves it. He cooks with me every single weekend. And when I told him I was doing this channel, he's like, can I be in part of it? He wants to do this with me. He thought it was a really good idea. So, all right. So now he has covered it with all of the sauce. And you're going to put it into a 350-degree oven for about 25 minutes. I thought it was only 20, but then I had to cook it for another 5 minutes because the cheese was not brown. But that's it. He's done it. Yay. He's happy. He's going to do his dance. So this is how they look. I just added a little bit of cucumber on this side. My kids absolutely loved it. It was a really good dinner. Okay, so like I said before, I don't have any ground beef, but I do have these ground beef patties. So what I'm doing here is making them into ground beef. So I actually found this meat masher at the dollar store for $1. Oh my God, it is like the best. So I am just making these ground beef patties into ground beef. I am adding a little bit of pepper, salt, garlic powder, and onion powder to it. So I'm sorry about the whole voiceover thing this week. My house was crazy. I mean, the kids were here, the dogs were barking, everything was just Oh my God, crazy, crazy. But so you can actually see me just mashing my ground beef patties into ground beef. And then I actually saw a YouTuber doing this where you have to get rid of the extra grease that's in the pan. So I am just taking a paper towel with my masher and actually absorbing the extra grease that's in the pan using the paper towel. That's all you got to do. Easy as that. So now what you have to do is with your black beans, you just have to rinse them and drain them, add them in. And then my kids don't really like beans all that much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a masher and I'm going to mash them up a little bit. So they probably don't even know that they're there. By the way, you guys also have to start your water for your pasta. I did that a little while ago, forgot to let you know that. But yeah, start your water for your pasta. And also, do not forget to taste it. Now, I see my little flippy there. Of course, I'm just tasting the beans because I don't eat the meat, but it tastes really good as it is. So, that's it. Just put it in a bowl and set it aside. Okay, the next step is you got to get your pasta going. So please make sure that you salt your water heavily. It's got to taste like sea water. If you don't do it, your pasta's not going to be that great. Now we're just going to put in half this box of pasta because we're just making a little pan of this, not quite. I think it's like an 8x8 pan. So just half the box of pasta, just stir it around real quickly. That way it doesn't stick to the bottom and let it cook. I generally let it cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. It just depends on how hot your water is. Now I had a little bit of sauce left over in my fridge, and my youngest daughter actually brought me the sauce and said, build from here. So I am just putting the sauce into a pot, but the sauce came from a can. Normally I make my own sauce, so I had to add some ingredients to it to make it taste better. So I am just adding in about a tablespoonful of Italian seasoning, tablespoonful of garlic powder, and a little bit of pepper, just to make it okay. And also, do not forget that since you're taking it out of a can, it's going to be really, really, really acidic. So I am just putting in about 2 teaspoons full of sugar into there just to cut the acidity of the tomato sauce. All right, so this is the last step. Preparing or getting ready to actually put this together is a difficult part, but oh my God, it goes together so quickly. So I did spray my pan with a little bit of spray, that way nothing would stick. I put my pasta on the bottom, my ground beef plus my black beans on top of it. Then you're just going to add the sauce to it and the cheese. That's it. Easy. It's so easy to put together. I am so sorry about the fridge in my background. I'm redoing my kitchen right now. Don't have a lot of counter space. So this is where I have to prepare meals on. But yeah, I am going to put that in a video in a little bit. Just doing my subflooring and everything. So just make sure you just layer your cheese on top. I put it in my oven, I think it was 380 for about 20 minutes, and then you move it to the broiler. That way your cheese gets really brown. So that's it. You just add layer on layer on layer, and that's all. It's as simple as that. Now, I thought about this and I wasn't sure if I had any sides to go with this. My kids are a little bit picky about that, but I got this artisan bread from my discount store, 2 loaves for $2, $1 a loaf. That's not too bad. So I am just going to use the rest of my cheese and make them some cheese bread. I know it's a lot of carbs, but my kids are in sports and they kind of need them. So all you have to do is put some butter on a piece of bread, add some cheese, and then put it in your toaster. And this is it. My kids absolutely love this dish. It was really good.